Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this episode, I will be answering the question, where should I build my first house? A lot of people who left the village for greener pasture, after going out to the city to make good money, they are faced with the dilemma about where they are going to build their first house. Are they going to build their first house in the city where they currently live, or are they going to build their first house in the village? That is what I will be answering in today's episode. And in case you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Chris Asika. Please do well to subscribe to our channel, click on the bell notification so you'll be notified when we post new videos, and also do well to give this video a thumbs up. Now, back to our question, where should I build my first house? Should it be in the village or in the city? I'm sure a lot of my Igbo brothers will be particularly interested in this topic, because it is like a norm in Igbo land that if you have not built your house in the village, you have not arrived. It is like a norm. So I'm sure a lot of my Igbo brothers will be interested in this one. The answer to this question is relative, because what is applicable to Mr. A may not be applicable to Mr. B, because the condition and the situation of everybody differs. So what is applicable to Mr. A may not be applicable to Mr. B, because I remember some years back I traveled to a particular place in the southeast, and to my greatest surprise, I never knew that such kind of mud houses still exist in a particular village. It's like the number of mud houses in that village outnumber the brick houses in the village. I never knew such kind of thing still exists in this 21st century, but I saw a lot of mud houses. So now, if somebody that left such kind of village, they are living in a mud house, and he left the village to come over to the city in search of greener pasture, and after making some good money, he wants to build his first house, do you advise such kind of person to build his first house in the city when they are still living in a mud house in the village? So that is why I say that the answer to this is relative, because what is applicable to Mr. A may not be applicable to Mr. B. If you look at it logically, anybody that is living in a mud house in the village, a place that if it rains, you are most likely to get drenched in your house, anybody that is living in a mud house will like to build their first house in the village. But then in this video, we are not looking at what is logical. What we are looking at in this video is what is economical. So looking at the economical aspect of it, if you want to build your first house, it is best to build your first house in the city, because the house which you build in the village cannot be considered as an investment. The house which you build in the city can be easily liquidated. If maybe in your business you have some lapses in business, you have some challenges in business, you can easily liquidate your property in the city, but you cannot do the same with a property that you have in the village. So you cannot call what you have in the village as an investment. It is not an investment, because you cannot sell it. A particular business mogul in Nigeria, in the person of Mr. Femi Otedola, once had an issue with his business where he lost a lot of money. He had to liquidate some of his real estate assets. He had to sell some of his properties to get the money with which he was able to bounce back to business. Now come to think of it, if all what he had, he took the money and he went to the village to build the biggest mansion in his village, do you think he is going to bounce back to business? I don't think he can bounce back to business if he have done so. So it is important that if you want to build your first house, you look at the economical benefits. You look at the economical benefit. You shouldn't look at who is building the best house in your village and you go to compete with them. No, you look at the economical benefit. You build in the city, because the house which you build in the city, you can rent it out. It can be any rental income from what you build in the city, and you can even decide to sell it to add more money to your business, or to do one investment or the other. But the case is not the same in the village. It is also important we know that big man for village no be big man for reality, because I know very well there are so many people that go to the village to build the biggest house in the village, but in reality, if you come to the city, I know a particular man who he built a very big house. I never knew that this man had such a mansion in the village. I never knew. It was when I met somebody that is in the same village with him that I knew that this man have a mansion in the village, but in the city it is not the same. He is regarded as a big man in the village among his kinsmen, but in reality in the city he doesn't have anything to his name. Have you ever wondered, that house you want to build in the village, how long do you spend in that house in the village? Because I know most people don't spend even up to 1 week in their house in the village. Personally, for me, I can't remember the last year I spent up to 1 week in my village. So if you want to take all your money, you want to take the first money you have made, you want to take it down to the village to build your first house in the village, how long do you stay in that house in a year? Maybe you go there for Christmas holiday, and when you get your first, the place must be very dirty and must be very dusty. You ended up cleaning the place. After cleaning the place, you stay there for the few days you are going to stay there, and after that you move again to the city, and for a whole year the house will be there gathering dust, not bringing a dime to the table. Do you think that is the best thing? Does that sound economically wise to you? To me, what I think is economically wise is, if you are not living in the house, then the house should be generating some income for you, since you are not living there. But if the house is not generating any income for you, and in a whole year you are not living there, then it is not economically wise to build your first house in the village. So it is important that you build wealth, and one of the best way to build wealth is to put your investment where it is going to generate money for you. So if you look at the economical benefit, my answer to this question is that you build your house in the city before you build in the village. If you have gotten value from this video, please do well to subscribe to our channel, click on the bell notification so you'll be notified when we post new videos, and also do well to give this video a thumbs up. Till I come your way next time, I remain Chris Asika.